All right, what's up, everybody? I hope everyone's been doing good this past week or so that I've been MIA. I had a vacation planned for a little week getaway in New Orleans for about a month now, so that's where I've been. Um, so I figure we will get a promising update here. It's Tuesday. Figure we'll take a look at everything and see exactly where we're at. First and foremost, we're going to start with Apple. This is my only position. I originally entered short. God, where was it? Right here. Right. So right about here, around 166 area, uh, and I held that to right about here. Right. So I let that go. So that was a big. I took a big loss here on. Let's see. Held it for about 5% or so loss. So I think on the options, I think ended up taking like a 30% hit or something like that. So that was a big loss. But I re-entered on Friday, literally at almost the high. I think I missed the high by like, I don't know, 60 cents, 75 cents, something like that. And we're currently in pretty good profit here. Um, got about 30% of this total loss back off this play here. So one more good day, and I should be able to make most of that loss from entering early back. So what's going on with Apple here, right? So, well, first and foremost, let me just show you some historical context of what happens when we start trading in these upper areas, right? This is why I'm pretty confident Apple's done. I got a lot of trolls coming at me, but that's there's nothing new about that when it's a FOMO stock, right? So we can see over here July of 2021 we started trading up in this. I call this the little channel, and it's very, very dangerous when you're in here. You can get some large moves, right? So from the first day that it started trading, went up about another 5%, and then it corrected, right? So something similar to over there, and then it went down, retraced the entire move, right? And then it continued. So here's that instance of that, right? Leading to almost a 6% pullback. Traded here. That's in July. Here, same thing. This is the secondary. So the first red band violation occurred here. Secondary, lower high on the black band. Then that's when you get the real big sell, right? So that's the one you want to capture. We'll be discussing this in a second, and that was the 12% sell. Okay. So those are those two instances. Again, these don't occur entirely too often. Here is a perfect 9 in December of 2020, and you can see it corrected 9%, went up to make that secondary, and then that's when it had the big one, down 20%, right? Also, TD9 here, right? So something similar. Now this right here is the run that we made from the March 2020 bottom. Okay, so you can see that we started basically riding these up, and as soon as we closed above this red band, we just never stopped until we hit the green band, right? And then on the secondary green band attempt, that's when it dumped. So remember this here because we're about to discuss this. Okay. So why did I short Apple? All right. Well, besides the fact that it's up here, it's at a point where unless it's gonna go and make another, you know, run off the lows from 2020. Okay, unless it's gonna go do one of these where it went up 158%. This is a short, right? Simple as that, right? I mean, even if you get more, you want a little more upside. There's only 5% more upside. You can see here that it has never traded above those bands ever. It's never. That is 100% success rate. It's never, broken those bands. We can ride them. We can ride it up a long time, but as soon as it gets that sort of momentum, it's a short every single time. Okay, and it's a very rare short. Like we could take this chart a very long way back, and you'll see that this green band occurrence happens. I don't know, man. Like maybe once every 4 or 5 years. It's if that, right? Like it's a super rare. It's a super rare occurrence. Okay, so here you can see it happen twice on the 2020 run. That's just how powerful it is. So we were just getting super stretched, right? So that's why Apple's for me is a short here. Now, the way my particular rules work is we need to start closing below this black band here. As soon as that happens, it's signaling that this is the high. Okay, is basically what that is saying. Okay, so you can see here it closed below this band. We kept going. It can no longer break this black band. All right, came back up here, sold off, went sideways, came back up here, big sell off. All right, we'll probably see something similar with this in the year end. Okay, so we're probably going to get a close in the next few days, I would imagine, below here, and then we'll ride up and we'll probably make another secondary high towards January. And as soon as January hits, because everyone's going to have Apple on their books for year end, that's when this thing is going to dump a ridiculous amount. Probably another 15-20% sell off. Okay, so I don't expect that right now, but I do expect another 3% or so. All right, I expect this 170 area to likely trade over the next few days. That's when I'm going to cap. Again, I'm short from like almost the tippity top up here, right? That's when I'm going to take profit on those shorts and should get most, if not all, my money back from going short early right around here. So that's what I'm looking for on Apple, because I know there's a lot of people in this position. Don't let me fool you on this, right? If the entire market is weak, right? If we're back trading in the 4400s or something, when this is down here, then I'm gonna hold those shorts, right? I have a 6-month short position. All right, so these are swing putts. These are very far out time. So this, I don't, my plan might change, right, depending on overall market strength. Okay, but currently, I'm planning on taking profit probably right around 171, 170. Okay, and then at that point, I'm expecting something similar here, where it's gonna ride up for a while. Lots of chop. This is terrible time to be in any sort of trade. This sort of chop here, unless you nailed this or this, right? Like, or this, like, it's and you nailed those in like weeklies, meaning like a couple week out call options. It's just not very. It's not going to be very good to trade, right? It's just going to be burning premiums. So I don't really want to deal with the chop. So I'm going to be capitalizing when I got momentum in my favor and people are under hedged. The puts are going to be worth a lot more, right? So right around here, 170, 75 or so, give or take, 171. If we can get that to trade in the next couple of days, I'm going to be taking profit. Should be good. Should probably be around 60, 70% profit play. And we'll go from there. If market is weak, I'll likely continue so that, we'll go for this 165 test, something like that, right? But I would expect into year end not a, I unless the market itself explodes in the year end, Apple will remain probably like in the 160s to 170s, right? So probably like 165 to 170 is probably what it's going to trade into, January 1st, right? Then at that point, I'm going to be looking for the next big short signal, kind of like this. And then that's when I'm going to expect the big 15-20% down, right? So again, we'll kind of play it by ear. If the whole market implodes, I'll hold on to it. Otherwise, I'm going to capitalize on the 2-day down momentum. We're going to have peak IV here, so those option contracts will be worth the most, and we will close them out. All right, let's talk about ES here. All right, so it's in a precarious spot here. You can see we sold off from the black band, sold off here. We rode it up secondary. As soon as it hits that secondary, boom, big sell, right? So this is kind of like the hey, go short here, right? Now, once we did that, we've yet to, this little green band here, I shared this already, is a Bollinger Band, one standard deviation Bollinger Band with a period of 20. This is a very popular, a lot of traders use this. If we, see how we continue, so we came up here, we sold off, came up here, couldn't close above it, sold off, big sell off, right? We're in the same situation here, right? Market is refusing to close above this. This is why I keep giving that 4706, 4707 area. This is it. As soon as we close above this, look what happens. Boom. First day close, we rally. Went up 6%. All right. So if you're bullish and you want like new highs, like, up here towards this 4820 area, then first level needs to be conquered. It's 4706. Otherwise, you have to favor the downside. Okay. So for bulls, you got to favor above 4550. That was that major level. And as soon as we took that level out, we went up 150 points. Okay. But the upside is now capped until 4706 is taken out. It's pretty simple, right? So between 4706 and that 4550, you kind of got this chop going on, right? So you can, we're probably going to see if this breaks here. This is the purple band's the 20 EMA. If this breaks, which it probably will, we're going to go down here to the bottom of that Bollinger Band at 4590. Okay, and again, at that point, it's the same thing here. If the bears can't close below that, right, you don't want to be short. So you don't want to be long up here. You don't want to be short down here. All right, it's really that simple. Now, if we start getting daily closes below it, then we can look to the trend line lower at that 45.40 level now, right? And that'll probably end up breaking, and we can discuss lower targets if that does happen, right? But that's what I see right now, right? So if this 20 EMA breaks, look for 45.90 to trade again, and that's either going to be the buy spot and we're off to the Santa rally, or If the bears start getting daily closes below that, Santa rally's over. As far as the macro environment of what's going on here, we got a really big decision coming up on Wednesday with the Fed. I think the taper stuff is already priced in. I think market expects we're going to be doubling the speed of tapering, so I don't think that's going to come as a big shock. If they do something more than that, that could be a shock. If they do something less than that, that could, if they don't double the speed of the taper, it's going to be seen as extremely bullish, right? So I think that's sort of the expectation there. But what can really catch the market off sides, I believe, in my personal opinion, and there's a lot of people that share this as well, is if they bring forward the rate hikes. So if they decide that they're going to hike more or hike faster, either one of those, I think that's really going to cause a shock in the markets, and that alone can jeopardize the Santa rally, right? So we might see, a run down here to this 45.90, either today, maybe tomorrow morning pre-Fed, right? I don't really know, but there's a good chance that this will trade, right? Then really, depending on what the Fed does, is going to really determine whether or not that's a buy zone or not. So, I mean, it's really coming down to the wire here in regards to, whether or not we're going to get this freaking Santa rally, right? So we got, 12-14? So we had a very sharp reaction where we're having the quote-unquote sell, right? Are new lows coming or new lows not coming, right? Too early to tell. But the level that's going to probably decide that's going to be that 45.90. 47.06, 45.90. Those are the two most important levels, right? So if you're a bull, you want to buy there, 45.90. If you're a bear, you want to short up here. Although if we do trade back up here, there's a very high probability that will break and we'll trade above it, right? So that's kind of it. Like I said, we're going to capitalize the shorts on Apple around 171. If that can trade either today or tomorrow, that would be ideal. If Apple trades 171 and the market is below this 45.90 and makes a daily close below, probably keep them. I'll kind of let you know, kind of play it by ear. If not, if this is sort of holding the downside, then I'm not really going to want to remain short much of anything. And I'll probably want to start actually buying for a year-end rally, maybe up to this 48.20 level, right? So that's kind of what I see today, tomorrow. Very important days. A potential low for the rest of the month is made here. Or if we start rejecting that, then new lows are on deck, right? So that's what is in store here, and I'll post more as the week progresses and the day progresses, but figured I'd get this out there nice and early while my sleep schedule's all messed up. All right, guys, hit me up. Talk to you later.